Welcome into the Michigan Football Report. I am James Yoder, the undisputed king of Michigan football media. And if you saw Michigan football rumors yesterday, you know why I'm out in Hawaii. I'm having a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, I'm a little hot under this Hawaiian sun. Great weather, but not to wear this Michigan sports coat out there. So with me being so hot, both on the internet, on the streets, and in person with this jacket under the Hawaiian heat, I'm going to bring you my Michigan football, hot or not. Who is hot, who is not, surrounding the Michigan football team as we get into the middle of June, just about 6-7 weeks until Michigan gets started in fall camp here coming up in August. All right, want to remind you guys before we get started with our hot or not, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to Michigan TV, the YouTube channel that is taking the internet by storm. YouTube.com/Michigan TV is the way to do it. You're probably watching YouTube right now, so just scroll down a little bit, press that little button, and you always know when we have the best Michigan football content on the entire internet. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get it rolling, I should say. Long intro. Michigan football, hot, who's not. Number one hottest thing in the streets right now in Ann Arbor is the 2020 recruiting class. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, if you watched the show before, number one show, biggest audience in Michigan football, you would know I have been down in this 2020 recruiting class. Michigan, Khalil Branham, a guy that I thought was not talented enough to play at Michigan, he's not going to be in the program. He got processed a while back, but this recruiting class is starting to take off. I want to show you who's coming in the 2020 class for either official or unofficial visits coming up June 21st weekend. We might just be having Yoder bombs left and right with announcements of recruits. So we've got a couple running backs. We've got Blake Corum out of the state of Maryland, out of St. Francis Academy. We all know the Michigan connection there with their coach who used to work at the University of Michigan. DJ Jones, who some people really like, but he's unranked right now in the 24/7 composite. So if he were to get an offer and commit to Michigan, might surprise some people given that he's not ranked as a recruit right now. But nevertheless, AJ Henning, I talked about him a few weeks ago. Georgia, Notre Dame, back-to-back weekends. He was visiting them, taking this weekend off. He'll be in Michigan next weekend. Some said he's leaning to Georgia now, wants to get out of the Midwest, out of the state of Illinois. If Michigan can put the clamps down on him, may get one of the most dynamic running back, wide receiver combos in America coming to Ann Arbor. And then Brendan Rice out of Arizona, wide receiver, 3-star, not the highest thing. He's not going to replace DPJ, but the Michigan coaches seem to like him. They're going to probably offer him on campus when he's there June 21st. Let's take the next group of four out of the skill positions. You got a tight end. You got Theo Johnson out of Canada. What up, Canada? Shout out, Canada. Big time win yesterday in the NBA, or a couple days ago in the NBA Finals, Toronto Raptors. Now we get some really high-end offensive linemen. Andrew Rame, 4-star guard out of Oklahoma. Then you've got Andrew Gentry, offensive tackle out of Columbine, Colorado. Jeffrey Percy out of San Juan Capistrano High School in California. And he's deciding between Oklahoma, UCLA, Michigan's going to give him a shot. Then we've got Michael Carmody. I think, from the film I've watched, he is one of the players. I think he's my number one lineman of this weekend visitor for Michigan that I think could be big impact player, but also this is the size and the strength and the speed that Michigan's going to need in this more high-powered, up-tempo offense that they're going to run under Josh Gaddis. All right, we've got 8 more June 21st visitors to talk about here in a moment. Watching on YouTube, we've got to pay the bills really quick, so hang on for just a few seconds. We're going to take a short YouTube commercial break. We'll be back with some Michigan football recruiting. All right, thanks for sticking through that commercial break. It really helps out the show. Let's do more of these Michigan football reports throughout the summer into fall camp and beyond. Let's take a look at the other 8 2020 recruits that are coming to Ann Arbor next week. You got Jeffrey Percy, 3-star offensive tackle. Ty Hamilton, getting to the defensive side of the ball, 3-star defensive tackle. Then you start to get into the defensive ends, to the linemen. Let's take a look at these guys. You have got, what's his name? I can't remember his first name. Antoine Powell-Ryland, and another 3-star linebacker, Mitchell Melton, coming in there. Last 4 guys, check out this name, Bengali Kamara. I don't think he's related to Alvin Kamara. He could be. The former Michigan defensive lineman from about 15, 18 years ago. Might be, but Bengali, what an awesome name. William Mohan, 3-star athlete. And then this one is one a lot of Michigan fans are really kind of hanging their hat on for the next big-time commit to this 2020 recruiting class. Jordan Morant, 4-star safety. Some people think he has the opportunity to commit. Might be Michigan's next commit coming up this weekend, June 21st. Out of New Jersey. Michigan's had a lot of success. Jabril Peppers, Rashawn Gary, and quite a few others. Not so much with Amir Mitchell and Kareem Walker. But nevertheless, keep an eye out for Jordan Morant. Could be Michigan's next commit, top 100 player at the safety position in America coming in June 21st. And then Malcolm Green, 4-star safety out of the state of Virginia. He'll be in this June 21st Michigan football recruiting weekend bonanza is what I'm calling it. Got to make an impact on A.J. Henning. Might get a commit out of a big-time player like Jordan Morant. A lot of offensive, defensive linemen, some linebackers in there. Could end up with 3-4 commits. So stick with us throughout the next few days into next weekend. We might tell you who's committing and when. So keep watching the Michigan Football Report. All right, who else is hot in the streets? It's Donovan Peoples-Jones, DPJ. We're going to show you that on our Michigan Football Hot or Not list is our number 2 on the 2019 mid-June Hot or Not list. DPJ hurt throughout the entire spring, did not go to the trip to South America with the team. Some people said, hey, why is DPJ hurt? Why isn't he going on there? Jim Harbaugh then comes out and says, hey, there's a couple guys, DPJ being one of them, that have injuries that are more serious, more severe than we thought. They might go into the season, but I've been told DPJ has been making great progress and is back on the field running routes and is starting to tear it up, really getting back in that groove with Shea Patterson that they had kind of towards the back half of the 2018 season. So DPJ, let's take a look at his stats here one more time. I think he is going to have a huge year coming up in 2019. I can't wait for Peoples-Jones to be back in the field for Michigan in this Josh Gattis offense. I think those numbers have a potential to double. Maybe not the receptions, maybe not the touchdowns, but those yards numbers. I think he's going to get 1,200, maybe 1,300 yards, 47 catches for 612, and 8 touchdowns. Noted, though, does have 2 punt returns in his career at the University of Michigan against Ohio State and Nebraska. I can't remember the exact ones, but we all remember those runs. Some very dazzling runs for Peoples-Jones. Hot in the streets is DPJ. Let's get excited for him in the 2019 season. I've been told he will be fully healthy when Michigan gets back into fall camp, which leads me to this question. This weigh-in question for the most intelligent, best-looking, most American audience in all of Michigan football, you, the viewers of Michigan Football Report. Answer this question for me. How many receiving touchdowns will Donovan Peoples-Jones have in 2019? If we think back 2 years to the antiquated old-school Michigan offense where you went 9 straight games without a wide receiver having a touchdown. I think maybe he had 1 touchdown as a freshman, maybe 0 receiving. Follows up with 8 as a sophomore, and now you've got a pass-happy offense slated to throw it 10 to 15 more times a game this year. But he's got Nico Collins, he's got Tariq Black, other guys that could certainly take away those red zone, those deep ball catches for DPJ. So let me know what you think down below in the comments here on the Michigan Football Report Facebook and YouTube channel. How many TDs for DPJ through the air in 2019? All right, I want to ask you guys to make sure, if you haven't already, to follow Chat Sports on Twitter. Cool, but we'll get it up there. You know my Twitter handle right there, James Yoder. No more T. James Yoder on Twitter. Go ahead and give me a follow. Love tweeting about Michigan stuff. I put some of my inside info out there. I want to make sure the best people around Michigan football, like you, are following me, not the haters and the losers, all of which I've blocked, can get into my comments. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and you will not regret it. So let's keep it going with the Michigan football hot or not. Who's hot? Number 3, our last one on our hot. Michigan Jordan shoes. And there is no one more excited in Hawaii right now about this Michigan Jordan shoes hotness than yours truly, James Yoder. I'm gonna do when these shoes come out, I'm gonna be more excited than anybody. Let's take a look at the Michigan football shoes that are slated to come out. One has been announced, the other one hasn't. So we'll talk about the one that's been announced here coming up. We got some Jordan 5s in Michigan maize with hints of blue. Check these bad boys out. The 5s are probably my second favorites. Listen, if you don't buy Jordans a lot, I'll give you a little Jordan tutorial here, right? 1's the best, 3's the second best. 11s are probably third best. 5s are 4th best, and 12s are 5th. Nothing else is even worth buying, but these are some sick 5s, okay? These are sick, but they're gonna put you back a pretty penny. I think these are the best Jordan of any shoes that are gonna come out this summer. August 10th, you have got to be on the Nike website, on the sneakers app if you want to get a pair of these bad boys. $225, so if you can't afford it, don't even worry about it. But if you can't come up with the cash, maybe Christmas time is the time to get these badass. I love these. I'm not a big 12s guy. I've got one pair, but these are awesome, okay? These are phenomenal Jordan shoes. I love these bad boys. The 12 made famous the flu game Jordan shoes. These in the white with the maize and blue tint, likely coming out in December, right before Christmas, will be a very difficult shoe to get your hold of, and it's $225 is the rumored price. But remember, these ones haven't been officially announced, but if you follow the sneaker blogs and websites I do, they're usually 100% spot on. So keep an eye out for these bad boys. If you need to start saving now, but if you're caught wearing anything other than these in a Michigan football game, maybe not these ones, but the 5s that I just showed you, you are going to be missing out. I'm going to give you a dirty look if I see you at a Michigan football game this fall. Get yourself a pair of Michigan Jordans. Today's show, Michigan football hot or not, in this wonderful Hawaii weather weekend, is presented by MyBookie, the official sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. We got the promo code of the year. Go Blue's the promo code. You go to that website, chatsports.com/GoBlue, and then use the code GoBlue. We try to make things super simple. Going to give you a 100% deposit bonus to get going on sports betting. The Supreme Court said it's no longer illegal, so do it with pleasure and pride. Go ahead and make bets on sports, MLB games this year. You can even bet on where guys like Kevin Durant are going to end up in free agency next year. You know, where he's going to play next year in free agency. You can put bets on how many games Michigan's going to win. Put bets on the Heisman National Championship. MyBookie. Go to chatsports.com/GoBlue. We'll redirect you right there. Populate that promo code GoBlue. Make sure it's in there. You're going to double your money if you get started with MyBookie today, and tell them that the Michigan Football Report and Chat Sports sent you. And with that being said, the reason I own so many pairs of Jordans is because I'm such a good gambler on MyBookie. I put down money on Michigan games. I put money on college football, NFL, NBA. I make straight cash, and I use that money to buy Jordans. How many pairs of Jordan shoes, whether Michigan or not, do you own? I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I'm several dozen at this point, but trying to hide that stash from a certain Mrs. Yoder. So let's make sure we don't tell her about this one. But I want to know from you guys. Comment below here on Facebook and on the Michigan TV, Michigan Football Report YouTube channel, youtube.com/Michigan TV. How many pairs of Jordans do you own? I'm several dozen, but I will reveal that privately if you want to DM me and find out the exact amount. All right, we're going to take another quick commercial break. I've got the Michigan football Who's Not, the other half of the show, coming up here in just a minute, so stick with us. All right, thanks for holding there. Thanks for going through that with us. YouTube's got to put commercials in so we can support these lights, these trips to Hawaii, the Chroma Key Express train. We can't pay for that unless you guys support our advertisers like MyBookie and the YouTube ad break. So thanks for sticking with us. Let's take a look at who's not. The Michigan football, I couldn't come up with anything better than just saying their sense of reality. And I don't know if I've got to become the PR guy for the Michigan football program, but they just alley-oop themselves. They just throw up, hey, just make fun of us on the internet, and opposing teams' fans just come over and just dunk these alley-oops down all day. Let's talk about the sense of reality, not hot for Michigan. We're going to partner with this company here. We're going to show the tweet, Championship Productions, and this company is going to put out a 14-part coaching tutorial on championship coaching. I shit you not. Michigan football, 0-4 under Jim Harbaugh. Haven't won a championship, folks. I want them to win more than anybody here. I'm not some sort of a troll fan of another fan base. I want Michigan to win the damn championship every year, but let's let facts be facts. They haven't won a Big Ten title in 15 years, a national title, and coming up on 22 years. And Jim Harbaugh, 0-4 against Ohio State, 2-2 against Michigan State, 0-1 against Notre Dame, is going to put out a 14-part if it was just called How to Coach Like Jim Harbaugh, cool. But they call it Championship Coaching. We've got a picture of the intro part of the video. Someone tweeted at me, it's not championship, it's just the name of the company that puts it out for them. Oh, no. I'm not going to play the video so they can give me some sort of copyright claim or anything like that. But I want to show you guys what the video looks like when we start. This is the intro screen. You see it right there. What does that say? I gotta look. I gotta check my eyes. Too much in the sun. Michigan football championship coaching series, 14-part championship coaching series, which only leads me to believe is this. And I tweeted this out on Friday morning, making a joke, so don't take things too serious on the internet, please. I said, oh, so Michigan's selling 14 blank DVDs. But ching! All right, I mean, what championship coaching can you put out there if you haven't won a championship? So Michigan's sense of reality is not hot. They shouldn't have put anything like championship coaching on anything to do with the program until they win a championship. Let's take a look at number 2. Oh, man, who put this here? I told you I don't want to talk about this guy anymore. Who put this in our thing? Okay, Sam Webbster. I didn't want to talk about this one, but the production team has done it to me again. And so I've got to talk about it. I apologize. I didn't want to talk about this guy because he's becoming so irrelevant. And the reason why he's on the hot or not list is because I don't know anybody who's having a worse year than Mr. Sam Webbster, formerly of Scout. I don't know what happened to that company. I think, now he's at 24/7. Rumors out there on Twitter, people telling me he tried to apply for a job with someone else, didn't get it. Maybe he's just having a midlife crisis. I don't know. But he has been so off this year. I just want to go through, before I show you the latest thing he goes off, and I'm going to read him off. He told everybody that Pep Hamilton was sticking with Michigan, and people who were saying otherwise, like me, were crazy. He said a couple of years back, no, Kareem Walker's not leaving the Michigan program. He might be starting next year. No, that wasn't true either. He also said Tariq Black, not hurt back in August when I told you that he was. Shea Patterson, anyone saying Shea Patterson in Michigan is feeding you a bunch of lies. They're making stuff up. The guy's stealing things on the internet and throwing things at the wall. He said that too. And recently, when James Yoder broke the story about Oliver Martin considering transferring, I didn't say he was, and it turned out that the consideration was probable. A lot of chatter. When he doesn't re-sign his lease, when he doesn't come back when the team's supposed to, the writing's on the wall. I'm not, tweeting, texting Oliver, but Sam was just so overbearing on how wrong I was that he went as far as when Oliver Martin and his parents didn't want to get his stuff in Arbor, he said, hey, just go talk to the coaches, hear them out. He tried to, hey, at me, Sam, at me. But take a look at the tweet here. It's about a week old or so. But I just wanted to, since the production team did it, I didn't want to talk about this one. They said, what does that say there, Alicia? I've got bad eyes. And Oliver Martin is still with the crew. That was literally 48 hours before he decided to leave the program. And Sam directed that at me. And he was talking about it on his little message board the day prior, how wrong I was. And I just wonder why this guy has still a job in Michigan football media when he hasn't broke a single story in at least 2 years that I've been following anything he does or people have been talking about him in any way. He calls his show the Michigan Insider. I think they need to change the name to the Michigan Outsider. And the reason why, a good friend, a trusted Michigan man, a great American, I'm not going to reveal his name because he's kind of in the inner circle of Michigan football, tweeted this, or sent this to me right after Sam Webb's tweet kind of directed at me, right before Oliver Martin decided to announce it. It was Yoder Bomb Cycle Events. If you're not familiar with the Yoder Bomb, that is when I put out big-time news on Instagram or Twitter. Yoder Bomb Cycle Events. James releases bombshell headline. Majority of Michigan faithful, including the media, are up in arms. They're telling me I'm fake news, I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm making things up, I'm just inventing things. I love the last one. I stole it from someone when it was going to be wrong, and then when I got it right, I didn't get credit because I stole it from someone. I don't know how that's possible, but either way, I was going to get the blame but wouldn't get the credit. Nevertheless, didn't steal it, had a great source in this. And then days, like Oliver Martin, weeks, like Grant Newsom when I broke that story, or sometimes months when I broke the Kareem Walker story, I get it right, as always. Crickets. I've never got a congratulations email. Plenty of shade from the haters and the losers out there. Very few congratulations except for you, the Michigan football media, Michigan Football Report audience. So thank you for that. I just put, hey man, can I show this on my show? Want to give you some love. I'll keep your identity quiet. So that is the latest on Sam Webbster. If you know him, if you're a friend, and you find my show entertaining, which most people more entertaining than his, which most people do, go over and see he's okay. Let me know because I, frankly, am worried about Sam Webbster and whether or not he's doing okay because I'm beating him at everything at this point. And leads me to this question: our hot or not final weigh-in. Do you pay for these services, the $10 a month services that I'm still waiting for them to break a story in at least 2019? Want to know from you guys though. I know people pay for them. Some people send me information off them and say, hey, heard about this. What do you think about this story? Nevertheless, do you pay for them? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Here watching on the Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports Facebook Live and the new Michigan Football TV YouTube channel. So go ahead and give me a Y or an N. You pay $10 a month for the Michigan Football Pay Service websites. If you do, tell me why. And if you don't, and you used to, tell me why you ended up canceling. Let me know below. All right, want to ask you guys to follow me on Instagram. Not just follow me, follow the show on Instagram. I told you when we got to 1,000 subscribers, which we did last week, I was going to chug a beer on screen. You saw that go down yesterday. Michigan Football Report on Instagram. I'm going to break a story Saturday afternoon. Not break a story. I'm going to give you a little more depth in the story. I'm making the account private on Saturday, so go ahead and follow me. I'll prove everybody, and you will get the insight on the Michigan football running back situation going forward. All right, last bit of Michigan football, hot or not, ex-Michigan quarterbacks. I saw an article out there giving like their top 6 quarterbacks in the transfer portal with no homes yet, and 2 of the 6 were former Michigan quarterbacks. 1, Brandon Peters. Number 2, Alex Malzone. Malzone, a 15 recruit. Peters, a 16. Malzone left a year ago, went to Miami, Ohio. Peters leaving now. Malzone's got 1 more year eligibility. He's going to be at his 3rd school. Peters going to have 2 years left because he graduated from Michigan. And now they're looking for new schools. And we told you last week that Peters was visiting Illinois, then Bowling Green, and maybe Miami, Ohio also. But it's not looking great. I'm surprised that he hasn't got a home yet, because if there was a starting role out there for Brandon Peters or for Alex Malzone, they probably would have jumped on it. Now, Peters might have to drop back a level, but he may not back a level, but maybe drop down from Power 5 to Group of 5 schools of Bowling Green and Miami. Not sure where Alex Malzone is going to go. Didn't get really any playing time in Miami, so I don't expect him to see him even maybe playing football at all. If he does, he might have to drop down a level. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but take a look at coming up. I've got a picture of his mother, Brandon Peters' mom's tweet coming up. Not a tweet that she put out, but I found this interesting. She liked a few of my tweets, so I checked out her profile. And sure enough, she liked a tweet saying that Brandon Peters might be going to Illinois, which we told you about he visited just a while back. And the tweet it said, basically, it was from an Illinois blog. It said basically that if Illinois gets Brandon Peters, they are going to kick Michigan's ass in 2019. And Brandon Peters' mom went ahead and liked the tweet, which to me, I don't know why a parent would like it unless there was some truth to it. So keep an eye out for Brandon Peters, Illinois. If he doesn't go to Illinois, then maybe his mom was just throwing some out there. Sounds like we've got the tweet coming up. I'm going to toss it up on screen here. Here's exactly what it said. I was just dragging it out there, folks. I was just trying to get the tweet on screen. I'm typing it in, trying to find the tweet as I'm talking to you. But the tweet said, what does that say there, Alicia? I can't read it. I'm too blind. It says, if Michigan lands Brandon Peters, we are so beating Michigan. And that is his mom, Tammy Sue Peters. Like the tweet. I don't know what that means. Maybe he's going to Illinois, but I can tell you this. There's no way in hell Brandon Peters is being a Don Brown defense. Are you out of your freaking mind? So shout out to Mom. She might be big mad. Mom might be mad about things. She might be wanting to beat Michigan down, but I don't think it's any chance of happening. No matter if Brandon Peters, Billy Smith is at quarterback for the Illini. We saw his stats in Michigan. Not great. He looked okay. Time to time, 51% completion, 680 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. In his 3 years in Ann Arbor, most of that done in the 2017 season, his redshirt freshman season, when he was a Michigan starting quarterback for, I think, 4 games, got hurt against Wisconsin, then came back and had a disastrous bowl game for the Wolverines. All right, that is Michigan football, hot or not. I hope you enjoyed the show. It's a new one for us. We will be back in a few days with more Michigan football rumors, so stick with us and go blue. Hey there, Michigan football fans. Thanks so much for watching the Michigan Football Report. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got Michigan football news, rumors, recruiting information, and inside access to the Michigan football program. You ready for another Michigan football video? I got you hooked up right here. Go blue.